Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our Big Brother 22 reaction for the second eviction show of the season. I think we all wanted to imagine that there was, this big pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but I think for a lot of people, they followed that rainbow and there just wasn't anything there, and somebody kicked the pot into like a river or something.
Not for everyone.
Not for everyone.
This HoH, there are some people out there that are going to be very happy about this.
It is I'll admit, I'm emotionally conflicted for a couple of reasons that we'll talk through here, but we'll discuss the eviction, the new HoH, a whole lot more. We'll go through all of the emotions together, guys, but before we go any further, if you guys do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and support us further by checking those links in the description to the store, and also our Patreon, where we have a number of different benefits, including live chats the last Sunday of every month.
So let's talk about everything that happened with Nicole Anthony going. So Enzo threw out a hanky vote.
Hanky vote!
That was awesome. I thought that was cool. He's playing a good game. I'm happy.
I love hinky votes. This is, if I played Big Brother, not that I would do this, but if I played Big Brother, I would cast a hinky vote every single time that I was 100% on where the votes would fall, just because I love the paranoia that goes along with it. Because, some seasons there will be like those two players who will literally spend the next week being like, maybe this person did it, maybe that person did it, and they will just slowly unravel until they pull an Andy Bernard and like punch a hole in the wall or something.
It's true. I mean, a hinky vote can really mess people up, but with who the new HoH is, it probably won't.
No, it probably will not. And the end of the Nicole Anthony chapter of Big Brother 22, it's been a weird 48 hours, because a couple of days ago, I was pretty much infuriated with her because I was just like, you aren't seeing what is directly in front of you. You are throwing Janelle and Kaser under the bus. You are blowing up your own game. You're ruining other people. I was so mad.
But it's really hard when you're, we're out here watching everything. She doesn't have all the information. We did see her come out of the game where she realized, it was too late. And she realized it yesterday. It was too late that, Janelle and Kaser were not out to get her and that they were helping her. And it was actually interesting to see the edit tonight, because I was very curious to see if they were going to put in sort of any of the things that Nicole Anthony had said that were a little on the more negative side about Janelle and Kaser, and that moment where she was like, well, you guys didn't help me enough. You didn't do enough. That was one of the things that I had seen that I was just like, I don't think they're going to put that on the show, because that's pretty bratty to say something like that, because Nicole is a grown woman. This is her own game to have control of herself in that game. It's not up to Janelle and Kaser to save her. They wanted to. So if it gets to that point where she's like, well, you guys obviously didn't do enough, and then huff, like, I was shocked to see it, glad to see it, because it gives a nice balance to telling the whole story of everything that was happening. But yeah, surprised to see it in the edit.
Allison Grodner threw Nicole Anthony under the bus, and then Julie Chen got in the bus and then backed over. Oh,
she got the bus schedule.
She really got the bus schedule. I thought they did as good of a job, I guess, as they're going to do, showing Nicole Anthony's emotional just spiraling and everything else within the span of a TV show. But at first I was kind of like, okay, Julie, this is good. You're calling out what a lot of people are thinking. And then you got to the goodbye messages. And then at the end of it, Julie was then like, oh, by the way, let me also pour some more salt on this now. Janelle was crying, and then, Nicole is crying, and Julie's just like, nope, I cannot help you. I will not hug you.
Yeah, and let's go over to this other thing. That whole thing was really awkward. It was good entertainment, but it was very, very, very awkward.
Yeah. I'm not advocating that Julie should have hugged Nicole or anything. No. I know the climate we're in, but it was just the tonality of how she said it.
The dead silence while she was just sitting there watching her cry, and then was just like, I'd hug you, but on to the next thing. I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy, weird, man.
Julie became Santa from A Christmas Story, just like kicking Nicole Anthony down the slide.
Yep.
And that was it. I like Nicole Anthony still. She frustrated me to no end this season, but I think she has intuition. She just shouldn't have come back when she did, because I don't think she was fully over last season.
Yeah, and well, let's also talk about their speeches, because this is where I think a lot of people, I understand that people have their votes already made up and stuff like that, but I think a really good speech can get people last minute thinking about things. So whenever it's like, oh, and I want to thank you guys, and happy birthday, so-and-so, and to my mom, I miss you. Those types of things in speeches, I'm always kind of like, what? It was really great playing with everybody. It's just like, don't walk yourself out the door.
There were moments where I thought Nicole Anthony was going to get somewhere with this, because she did have the Memphis.
Yes.
You did so much on your HoH, you took out me, which it kind of just feels like a cell phone, actually, more than anything else, that you're putting yourself down. I don't know if that was a good enough of a dig.
Yeah, I felt like she was, she was getting somewhere.
Yeah.
And then it was like, and I want to shout out my podcast. And then as she's walking out the door, everyone's going to be on my podcast. I was just like, okay, with the podcast, I'm here for you. It's not that I'm not going to listen to the podcast, because I am absolutely going to tune into the next podcast that she is on. But it felt like by the end of it, I felt like I was, watching a show where I was like Big Brother Canada, where it's like, oh, let's all go to the Leon's Lounge. Guess what's happening in the Leon's Lounge? We're all sitting on Leon's couches, where I was just like, okay, I get it. We're at the Wendy's window picking up our burgers.
This is the other thing with this, is that, in between all of her own product placement, it would have been, she kind of sort of went there and sort of hinting that maybe some alliances on this season were pre-gamed and made up before that. I wish she had hit that a little bit harder. It's like she tiptoed up to that line. I wanted her to jump up and down on the line.
Yeah, I think it's just, if you're going to go there, you might as well just go there. And if she already felt like she had nothing to lose, I legitimately do feel that these speeches can turn people who might be sitting on the fence.
If nothing else, it will make you an icon of the Big Brother community, and we will love it, and I will appreciate it personally forever, because too many of these speeches are sappy. There we go.
I will say this. I'm really glad that Nicole did end up sort of understanding what was happening with Janelle and Kaysar, and that they weren't out to get her. And I don't think Julie needed to be as hard on her as she was. That was a bit much. I mean, she already knew she had messed up. She's going to now hopefully not go online for a little while, but when she does, she's going to see that mess. And it's just kind of like... I think she's kind of had enough, but I'm really glad that she saw it, because there was a part of me that was worried that she was going to come out of there and double down on her choices. Like, until yesterday, I was just like, oh no, is this what's going to happen? She can get out of the house and be like, nah, man, they were against me the whole time. I'm going to double down on that. I'm glad she didn't.
Can we talk about the other best vote of the night? It is undisputably Ian voting via puppet. Like, I don't know, really. I
love Ian.
I kind of want this to be a thing for the rest of the season now, that he just votes as the puppet the whole time.
I love it. I love Ian. I love the puppet. It's awesome.
Does the puppet count as a second vote? Can this be a twist later on down the road, in case Ian is ever, like, on the fence about something and he's a swing vote? Can Ian have 2 votes?
I agree.
Grodner, make it happen. We're already, some of us are already hurting at the moment, because we're going to have the most predictable week of Big Brother ever, because Tyler is the new HoH.
Tyler is the new HoH. And man, there was a second there I was just like, oh man, Ian's the HoH. This is going to be really interesting. But here we are. And here's the thing. I'm really conflicted about Tyler in general, too, because I think he played a really good game on his season. And I think he's playing another really good game here, too. I just don't want to see Janelle and Kaysar go home. But, Tyler's doing a good job, and you can't deny it.
It is. There's too many eerie similarities right now for Big Brother 20 for my taste, because it is sort of like, okay, you've got this one dominant group who's obviously very, very strong, and Tyler's a really good player, and he's in that group, and I like Tyler a lot as a player, and I want him to be rewarded for his gameplay. And then you've got this other just completely dysfunctional Madhouse alliance that's not even really a full alliance, and they're not very good, but they're entertaining, and you like watching them, and they're all going to just slowly probably die a slow death.
They are going to die a slow death
so
because, I mean, Tyler, I just don't see what the other options are going to be for him. His alliance wants them gone. They have called out 4 people of the alliance. Memphis didn't do anything to help them. Tyler is going to do something to help them. Janelle and Case are going to get split up this week.
I have already tried to do the just delusional and idiotic thing where in my head I'm like, all right, let's try to talk myself into something else here, because Tyler is a big target. He is a really strong player.
Yes.
Recent season, recency bias thrown in there. If Janelle or Kaser leave the house, isn't Tyler going to be a little bit of a bigger threat in everyone else's eyes?
I don't think so. He's just so insulated, and he's so tight with that group, and I mean, I just don't think so. I think Tyler's in a really sweet spot. I think Tyler's, as long as that group stays, 5 or more, that they will be in a position where they're not going to attack each other until the end. That's what sucks about what is going on. Like, I know every HOH is really important, but I felt like this one was really important to stop this from being a repeat of seasons that have passed and passed and passed, where it's one giant alliance takes out all the people who just don't fit in, and then finally they get a little bit of power like 3 or 4 weeks in, but it's too late.
I will admit, when Janelle was there throwing those, and it looked for a moment like this was going to be really, really good, I was just like, all right, Janelle, you've got this. You've got this. She was so close.
She was so close.
It was so different than Kaser, who just delivered like the ultimate, I'm just going to come out here and shoot the hardest basketball shot and just airballed it on the first. Kaser, you got to at least make us believe that you got this for a little while longer. When he hit the first one completely off the ramp, can Kaser just stop now? Can he just walk away and just put us out of her misery?
I'd be exactly Kaser throwing it right off the edge.
Yeah, that would have been me too. And you know that the producers were totally like trying to just like, okay, we know that the moment that Janelle or Kaser just lose this, that everyone is going to walk away from the TV, so let's put them last.
Yeah, it's true. Oh,
I know.
This is going to be a very predictable week, guys.
Probably so.
I mean, really, if Tyler was thinking a bit more strategically, I mean, Janelle, yes, absolutely. Kaser, I just don't know that he's really going after Tyler. Like, and even Janelle, I mean, Tyler's not who she's like focused on. She is focused on Nicole F. But the thing is Tyler is alliance oriented. So we're all together. He's not like Memphis, who's like, well, that sucks. Is coming after you guys, but he's not coming after me. So
we'll watch the feeds. Maybe the feeds will give us something good. Maybe Danny will get really paranoid and do something crazy. And I probably am not gonna foresee anything.
No, because I mean, outside of them, there is Davon and Bailey, but I mean, they're still kind of on the bottom of that whole alliance. There's no real reason to go after them. I mean, there's Ian, maybe Memphis will get in his ear, but Tyler's not interested in what Memphis has to say. No. So I just think we're going to be saying goodbye to one of them. It's going to be Janelle or Case, or probably Janelle. Yeah. Unless Janelle can win herself a veto.
Here's the other bummer part of this for everyone, hoping that, okay, if Janelle gets evicted, maybe there'll be a battle back or something else. By the fact that Julie was basically like, here, look at the picture of all the people who were in this alliance to Nicole A. We can say for certain that there is no battle back.
No, there is no way Julie was going to do that if there's a battle back. There's no way.
No, it's maybe it'll happen after the jury, but still, it may only be an 85-day season based on what the players are saying. I don't know for sure if there's going to be a battle back, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. We will get through
what a tough
all
episode.
of this together. Like I said, I'm conflicted. I like Tyler a lot as a player, but I love drama more.
Yeah, I was not looking forward to having a predictable week.
Yeah.
I just was hoping for something a little bit different. But here we go. Same ride on the carousel.
We'll check back tomorrow morning. Maybe we'll have some interesting stuff to report on the live feeds. But for now, what did you think about this episode? Tyler winning HoH, the exit of Nicole Anthony, and what could be happening from here. Share all your thoughts in the comments, and if you do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, support us further. Check those links in the description to the store, to our Patreon, and we will see you here next time.